We've been coming to the headquarters of Investec Bank here in South Africa in Sandton for the last 10 years at least. Who would have ever thought that a bank that started back in 1974 would ever become the sponsor of the greatest flat race in the world? Well, it certainly happened, and in 1992, Investec entered the international market by starting up their headquarters in London. And it really has been a meteoric rise to fame, with no fewer than 10,000 people now working for Investec. The international marketing manager of Investec Bank is Malcolm Freed. He's currently sitting in his office in London, and we're going to hook up with him to find out exactly how Investec Bank intend making the greatest thoroughbred horse race in the world even better. Hard to imagine that it's possible, but I'm sure Malcolm's going to tell us exactly how and why Investec can do just that.
Andrew, firstly, thanks. The pleasure and honour is ours, and thank you for taking the time to talk to us. This is now our 11th year sponsoring the Investec Derby Festival. Our first year was in 2009. I think every year we learn something, and every year we try and finesse it, try and make it a little bit better. We try and make it more interesting for the more or less 100,000 people who attend over the weekend, the Friday and the Saturday, and for the roughly 3.5 million people who watch around the world. It's no magic formula. It takes about 10 months of planning, and as I say, each year we try and change something, sharpen it up, make it a little bit more compelling so it's even better next time round.
You'll have to forgive me for not remembering the lady's name, but I understand that when the Investec Derby was announced, this particular lady watched the previous running of the Derby in the vicinity of 250 times to get strategic positioning of banners and billboards and bunting and all the Investec insignia that has made this particular event something in a completely different league of its own.
We do pay extremely close attention to where the billboards are placed for a few reasons. One is they have to be placed appropriately, because we don't want it to be so dominant as to distract from the event itself. Second reason is, of course, we want to be seen on television, so we try to match the angles of the cameras to the audience, to the billboards. And another reason is every single year the signage has to look as classy as the year before. So in fact, we remake every single piece of signage every single year. We never reuse it.
Malcolm, there's no doubt in my mind that the inaugural running of the Investec Derby was driven by passion, and it seems almost like a match made in heaven between Investec, Epsom Downs Racing Club, and of course the Jockey Club of Great Britain, which as a result turned the Investec Derby into the greatest thoroughbred horse race of all time.
Correct. The first one was about passion. I think it's still about passion. As you and our audience may know, this is Bernard Cantor's last year at the Derby as a full-time executive of Investec. He has retired, and he will be stepping down from Investec soon after the Derby. So there will still be that same level of passion at the event as there always has been, and we're really looking forward to that.
I guess we all know that passion is a very, very powerful emotion, and at the end of the day, boards are sometimes not swayed by passion, but more by unassailable logic of facts and figures and statistics. And I know that there are some very interesting stats, whether they've ever been revealed to the public out there, that during Investec Derby preceding months, there is an enormous escalation in bank accounts and turnover. And obviously that's what the board really looks at to vindicate the fact that Investec are involved in this incredible horse racing event.
You know, Andrew, we don't disclose these numbers. What the Derby has absolutely done for us is give great prominence over time to our name in this market. It has really put our name quite high up there, and it has been serving that purpose really well. Since 2009, given us a great deal of name awareness in this important market.
Her Majesty the Queen, passionate about horses, particularly thoroughbred racehorses, and we know that she was there for her Diamond Jubilee. She flew across the channel for the D-Day celebrations. The race couldn't start without Her Majesty the Queen.
So Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II is possibly the biggest fan of the Derby. She is an owner of a very large number of horses. She absolutely does come every single year. and she stays pretty much throughout the day. Andrew, you've been there, and you see that she arrives in her official car. She drives down the track, and she goes up into her box, which is right next door to the box that Bernard Cantor and Investec occupy, and she stays there right until the end. And for us, it's a very big deal that she is there, and a great endorsement of the event and the occasion.